Mobile test automation has been dominated by heavy tools for years. XCUITest, Appium, complex frameworks. In this video, we'll talk about Maestro, a modern, lightweight framework for mobile UI testing on iOS and Android. You'll understand what makes it different, how its declarative YAML approach simplifies automation, and how to set it up properly to get started. If you want more practical tutorials on modern testing tools, and want to stay ahead in test automation, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss upcoming videos. What exactly is Maestro? If you're coming from a background in mobile QA or development, you've probably worked with tools like XCUITest or Espresso. These are powerful frameworks, but they also come with complexity, boilerplate, and steep learning curves. And that's exactly where Maestro comes in. Maestro is a lightweight, open-source mobile UI testing framework built to simplify automation, especially for end-to-end scenarios. It was developed with one core philosophy: speed of iteration. Tests should be easy to write, easy to read, and fast to run. Whether you're testing an iOS or Android app, Maestro aims to make the process straightforward and accessible without compromising on power or flexibility. At its core, Maestro uses declarative YAML syntax. That means instead of writing tests in code, you describe the flow using simple, human-readable commands like tap on, input text, assert visible, or scroll until visible. Think of it as telling Maestro what to do, not how to do it. This allows teams to author tests in minutes, not hours, and to focus on what the user should experience, rather than the code behind it. Unlike traditional test frameworks, Maestro doesn't require deep knowledge of the underlying UI stack. You don't have to manage test runners, lifecycle hooks, or dependency injection setups. Just install Maestro, write your flow in a.yaml file, and run the test with a single command. But don't mistake simplicity for lack of power. Maestro supports conditional logic, loops, variables, environment-based test setups, file uploads, and even network mocking integrations. It works seamlessly across iOS and Android with a single unified syntax, making it ideal for cross-platform teams. In fact, many companies now use Maestro not just for automation, but for demo flows, onboarding simulations, and even continuous health checks in CI/CD pipelines. With features like live mode, test recording, visual test runner, and parallel execution support, it's rapidly becoming one of the most flexible tools in the modern mobile QA toolkit. Now that you understand what Maestro is, let's move from theory to practice. First, let's head over to the official documentation at docs.maestro.dev. You'll notice Maestro offers two installation methods, a one-liner script using curl, and an installation via Homebrew. While the curl method works great, we recommend using Homebrew for macOS. It makes managing and updating your packages easier and cleaner over time. So, let's begin by installing Homebrew. If you haven't already, head over to brew.sh. Copy the install command you see at the top of the page and paste it into your terminal. Once installed, verify that everything's working by typing brew-v. If you see the version number, Homebrew is ready to use. Now that we have Homebrew installed, let's go back to the Maestro documentation and grab the command to install Maestro via Brew. In your terminal, paste the command from the documentation. This command will fetch and install the latest stable version of Maestro. Once completed, you're good to go. Pro tip: if you ever need to install a specific version, the documentation explains how to do that too. But for now, we'll stick with the latest. Next, we need to ensure our system has the necessary development environments installed to support both iOS and Android. For iOS, that means Xcode. For Android, we'll need Android Studio. Let's break this down. For iOS, download Xcode either from the Mac App Store or directly from developer.apple.com. Once installed, also make sure you have the Xcode command line tools, which are essential for building and launching iOS apps via the terminal. Now, let's get Android Studio. Head over to developer.android.com/studio. Download the latest version and complete the setup. Next, to be able to build and install your app, you'll need to install the simulator app for iOS and the emulator for Android. Fortunately, the developers have provided detailed video guides on how to set everything up, so we won't duplicate those steps here. Just watch the tutorial and follow the instructions if you're not sure how to complete the setup on your own. In case of iOS, to check if Xcode and the Xcode command line tools are installed, which are required for development and running tests, run the following commands: Xcode build-version. This will output your installed version of Xcode. Xcode select-v. This will show the version of the command line tools. Before we run anything, make sure Java is installed. Java is required to run many of the tools used in mobile automation. You can check your Java version by running java-version command in your terminal. We recommend Java version 21 or higher. If it's missing or outdated, we've included the download link in the video description. Alright, now let's put it all to the test. We're going to download an official sample project from the Maestro team and run a real UI test. Back in the documentation, head to the Run a Sample Flow section. This example will test the Wikipedia mobile app. Change your terminal directory, for example to Downloads, and then paste the command provided to download the sample project. Once it's downloaded, you'll see a new folder called Samples. Inside, you'll find everything you need, including flow files that describe test logic. These flows are how Maestro defines UI test cases. If you'd like to explore how these flows work in more depth, we break them down step by step in our platform lessons. Now, let's run our first test. Copy the command from the docs, paste it into the terminal, and press enter. Maestro will install the Wikipedia app on the simulator or emulator and execute the test flow in real time. Watch closely. Maestro will automatically tap through the UI and verify that everything works as expected. And just like that, success. You've completed your first test run using Maestro. That's it for the environment setup. You've installed all the required tools, validated your mobile infrastructure, and confirmed Maestro is running on your machine. Now you have Maestro installed and your first test running, but this is just the foundation. Inside the full Maestro mobile automation course, we go deeper into architecture, reusable flows, and building automation that scales in real projects. You'll find all the course details in the description below. If you want to stay at the center of what's happening in AI testing and modern QA, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and join our Discord community. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next videos.